student. I hope you are doing well. Today's my topic is malnutrition. The World Health Organization defines malnutrition as the cellular imbalance between the supply of nutrients and energy and the body's demand for them to ensure growth, maintenance, and specific functions. This is also defined as a pathological state resulting from an absolute or relative deficiency or excess of one or more essential nutrients. Malnutrition is a broad term commonly used as an alternative to undernutrition, but technically it is also referred to as overnutrition. People are malnourished if their diet does not provide adequate calories and protein for growth and maintenance. And also, they are unable to utilize the food they eat due to illness, and they are also malnourished if they consume too many calories, that is, overnutrition. Magnitude of the problem. If we see the present scenario in India, India position one fifth of the population, that is 230 million people, is undernourished. In the Global Hunger Index, India ranks 94 out of 119 countries. Change in the state of food and nutrition insecurity in India was main cause of rise in number of hungry persons in South Asia. Magnitude of the problem. NFHS 3 survey says there is 56% women are anemic, 30% are low birth weight babies, and 47% children are underweight. Causes of death among under age of 5 years of children in developing countries: malaria 8%, measles 5%, diarrhea 12%, pneumonia 20%, HIV/AIDS 4%, prenatal 22%, others 29%. And also approximately 70% of all childhood deaths are associated with one or more of these five conditions. Now, malnutrition, it may be undernutrition or overnutrition. In undernutrition, there is growth failure, micronutrient malnutrition, or both. In micronutrient malnutrition, there is type 1 nutritional deficiency and type 2. In type 1, there is physical signs, and along with that, there is anemia, beriberi, pellagra, xerophthalmia. In other condition, or we can say in type 2 nutrient deficiency, there is reduced overall growth and also nitrogen, sulfur, essential amino acids, potassium, sodium, magnesium, zinc, and phosphorus deficiency. In undernutrition, there is micronutrient malnutrition and growth failure. The growth failure, we can divide it into acute or chronic malnutrition because of underweight, or chronic malnutrition starting poor growth, poor cognitive development, acute malnutrition wasting, or nutritional edema. Criteria for growth failure: if we consider age group from birth to 3 months, there is no weight gain for last 2 weeks, or there is weight loss of 100 grams. In the age group of 4 to 6 months, there is no weight gain from last 1 month, or there is weight loss of 250 grams. If we consider the age group of 7 to 12 months, there is no weight gain in last 6 weeks, or there is weight loss of 500 grams. And if we consider 13 to 24 months of age, there is no weight gain for last 3 months, or loss of weight of 1 kg. Clinical forms of acute malnutrition. There are 3 clinical forms for acute malnutrition, that is marasmus, where there is severe weight loss or wasting; kwashiorkor, where there is bloated appearance due to water retention. And one more, there is marasmic kwashiorkor, where a combination of both wasting and bilateral edema present. Now, moving toward marasmus, a rapid deterioration in nutritional status in a short time can be lead to marasmus, one form of acute malnutrition. Marasmus is the short common form of acute malnutrition in nutritional emergencies, and in its severe form can very quickly lead to death if untreated. It is characterized by severe wasting of fat and muscles, which the body break down to make energy. Wasting can affect both children and adults. The children at the risk for hypoglycemia, hypothermia, fluid overload or heart failure, infection. A wasted child can be classified as either moderately or severely accurately malnourished based on body measurements. Now, second one is kwashiorkor. It is characterized by bilateral pitting edema in the lower legs and feet, which as it progresses become more generalized to upper arms, hand and faces. Edema is the excessive accumulation of fluid in body tissues which result from severe nutritional deficiencies. All cases of kwashiorkor are classified as severe acute malnutrition. Kwashiorkor is classified by the severity of edema as follows. In mild case, there is both feet. In moderate case, both feet plus lower leg and upper arm and hands also. In severe case, generalized edema including both feet, legs, hands, arm and face. Clinical signs of kwashiorkor include loss of appetite, apathy or irritability, changes in hair color, and dermatitis. Dermatitis is described based on the severity of following signs: mild, when discoloration or a few rough patches; moderate, multiple patches on arms or legs; severe, faking, raw skin and fissures. Undernutrition has many interrelated causes which need to be identified in order to effectively design an emergency response. The UNICEF conceptual framework for undernutrition is a useful tool for understanding the cause of undernutrition. It describes three levels of casualties, that is immediate, underlying or basic. The immediate causes of undernutrition is due to an imbalance between the amount of nutrients absorbed by the body and the amount of nutrients required by the body as a consequence of too little food intake or infection. The underlying causes of undernutrition can be grouped under three broad categories of food insecurity, inadequate care, and along with that, poor public health. The political, legal, cultural factors may defeat the best efforts of households to attain good nutrition, and these are described as basic cause of undernutrition. Immediate cause include reduced diet intake, reduced absorption of macro and or micronutrients, increased losses or altered requirement, increased energy expenditure. Underlying causes include food insecurity, along with that, inadequate care and poor public health. Basic causes include political, legal, and cultural factors. Inadequate food intake is the most common cause of malnutrition worldwide. In developing countries, inadequate food intake is secondary to insufficient or inappropriate food supplies or early cessation of breastfeeding. In some areas, cultural and religious food customs may play an important role. Inadequate sanitation further engages child by increasing the risk of infectious disease, the increased nutrition loss, and alters metabolic demands. In developing countries, inadequate food intake is a less common cause of malnutrition. Instead, disease and, in particular, chronic illness play an important role in the etiology of malnutrition. Children with chronic illness are at risk of nutritional problems for several reasons, including following, like anorexia, which leads to inadequate food intake, increased inflammatory burden, and increased metabolic demand can increase calorie intake, or any chronic illness that involves the liver or small bowel in affects nutrition adversely by impairing digestive and absorptive functions. Now, who is the vulnerable to undernutrition? Group vulnerable to undernutrition typically those with increased nutritional requirements like children, pregnant and lactating women. However, risk of undernutrition is related to more than just physiological vulnerability. Groups within the population can be at risk of undernutrition due to geographical vulnerability, like displaced population, inaccessible populations, as well as political vulnerability, like minority groups. Old people, the disabled, people with chronic illness, and people living with HIV and AIDS. The World Health Organization estimates that by the year 2015, the prevalence of malnutrition will have decreased to 70.6% globally, with 113.4 million children younger than 5 years of age affected as measured by low weight for age. The overwhelming majority of these children, 112.8 millions, will live in developing countries, with 70% of these children in Asia, particularly in South General Central region, and 26% in Africa. In addition, 165 million children will have stunted health, length, weight, height, secondary to poor nutrition. In sub-Saharan Africa, 30% of children have PEM. Despite marked improvements globally in the prevalence of malnutrition, rates of undernutrition and stunting have continued to rise in Africa, where rate of undernutrition and stunting has been raised from 24% to 26.8% and 47 to 3% to 48% respectively. Now, the goal of all the countries and WHO is by 2025 reduce and maintain childhood wasting to less than 5%. Thank you.